All right, so gorgeous day today up here in Willow, Alaska. Just spectacular. Thought I would take a minute here and introduce everybody to my team that I'm running today. So here I got Toby, great leader, along with Cletus. And back here we've got Healy. Say hi, Healy. How you doing, buddy? Healy and Keys.
I have always really enjoyed the feeling of being out in nature. You know, I love going on a hike. I love climbing a mountain. I love going camping with my kids. But there's something very different about being out in remote areas that you would never be if you were not on a dog sled, you know, and just to imagine what's in front of me, you know, that I will get to go, you know, through the interior of Alaska, 1,000 miles on a dog sled. You know, there's just something about that just, it speaks to my very core, you know. I just love it. I love the solitude. I love being out there and seeing these untouched places that I would never see otherwise.
Dear Heavenly Father, we're thankful for this delicious meal that Mom has prepared, and we're thankful that it is the Sabbath day and that we...
When I was coming back from a conference in Europe, I saw an ad in Outside Magazine, and it was for the Fjällräven Polar, a dog sled competition north of the Arctic Circle in Scandinavia. Came home, told my wife and my daughter about it. They knew this had to be me. They've known about my Iditarod Dream, you know, their whole lives, with me anyway. And we applied for the contest that very night.
Awesome. I got to be honest, it was a little more work than I thought it was going to be. It was a little harder just because, you know, sometimes the dogs get tired and you have to help them. But it was good because as I was going up the hills and pushing and running, I got to experience what they're probably feeling, you know, that they're tired too.
The Iditarod has always been this goal that I've told everyone about. I told my wife about it on our first date. I think that Fjällräven Polar was just an opportunity to take a step in that direction. You know, I had never been really on a dog sled before that, so the opportunity to kind of get to do anything mushing related that might get me a little closer to this someday dream, you know, was exciting. The mushing was everything that I had built up in my head. You know, I just instantly loved it, and we were on a sled, you know, 5 or 6 hours a day for 4 days, and it just never got old to me. I wanted more. I came back to Florida after having experienced, you know, what I had in Scandinavia, and things just weren't the same. My job that had been my dream job, you know, I was working at the Mayo Clinic, a very esteemed hospital. I wasn't happy anymore. It also just reignited that dream that I'd had since I was a little boy about the Iditarod, and so it just kind of became this all-consuming idea of how can I accomplish this? How can I make it happen? How can I really, you know, do the Iditarod? One day I remember, it was maybe 6 or 8 months after I got home from Scandinavia after the Polar. I'm sitting in my office, I'm at my dream job at the Mayo Clinic. I'm going through this stack of mail, throwing most of it in the trash, and then I came across this postcard, and it was a job announcement in Alaska. And on the postcard, there's a picture of a dog sled team. And so I picked up the phone pretty much immediately. It was tough to ask my family to uproot yet again for Dad, this time for this crazy thing to do the Iditarod. It was difficult. It was a lot to ask. You know, everything's just happened so fast. I mean, a year and a half, you move to Alaska, go through qualifying races, qualify for the Iditarod, and man, I'm running it 18 months later after moving up here. That's pretty fast. It's usually a 2-year process at minimum. These things are not all fun to train for. There is a lot of hard work. There's a lot of misery. There's a lot of scooping dog crap. There's a lot of sleep deprivation. There's a lot of standing on a sled in very cold temperatures, and sometimes you don't want to be on a sled. You want to be at home with your kids, or maybe you're missing, you know, something else that you'd rather be doing. So it takes a lot to pull this off and still have a family and still have a job, and so it's been difficult.
Yeah, it's just 2 sections for safety.
So it's been a few weeks since I've been out, and just excited to get out on the trails again. See what these guys got in them.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, I just feel like the luckiest guy. I mean, I really do. This is the culmination of many things that have happened for me to put me here right now, right at the precipice of really being able to accomplish something that I've looked forward to and dreamt about my whole life. For 15 years, my wife and I were working on the goal of me becoming a doctor, you know, me becoming an oncologist. And, you know, there's all this kind of pent-up anxiety about accomplishing that goal. And then kind of once I did and I settled in, it was kind of a feeling of what next. And I wonder if after I finish the Iditarod, maybe I'll have that feeling again. I don't know. It's kind of the one thing on my list, you know, that I've had since I was a little kid that I need to check off. And so, I don't know what comes after the Iditarod. I didn't think about that until just now.